she walked in that door, I would Marvin Gaye it. I would Marvin Gaye her and deal with whatever I got to do. This is crazy. I would Marvin Gaye this. Watch her bleed the out, and then call 911. Come pick this devil off my floor. I'm a Marvin Gaye it.
All right, y'all. I know that was disturbing to hear, but it ties into the message. That was Tokyo Toni speaking about her daughter Angela White, formerly known as Black China, which is a celebrity who has, for a few years now, she turned her life over to Christ. But I know that was disturbing to hear. But this is what she's just speaking out loud. This is what a lot of people are dealing with in their family, in their friendships, in the workplace, everywhere right now. And it's sad. It's a sad sight to see. There is a sense of urgency to be right with God. And I have learned everything is meaningless without God. Without giving glory to the Most High, without praising the Most High, without trusting the Most High, without believing in your Creator, your Maker. Everything is meaningless. And that snippet was from, this came across my timeline. That was from Keita Rose, a truth teller who speaks her truth in her own unique way. If you want to look at more about that. The name of the video is When Your First Enemy Is Your Parent. Ooh, Lord. And I hope I don't get, what they call that over here in YouTube land, you know, a strike or whatever. I just wanted to play that for research and educational purposes, okay? And let you know where I got that information. But I was brought to, I've been sitting here as I have been observing, and the Creator has been giving me these revelations about this living on this earth. I have been grieving and processing, and I'm just keeping it real. I can't pretend. You know, I know how to find my joy. I know how to find my peace, and I thank the Most High for keeping me through all this sorrow and heartache and hardship. But it's been tough. But I was led to, because I kept hearing it. That was my spirit in agreement with Solomon from Ecclesiastes, when he said, basically, with much wisdom comes much sorrow. The more knowledge, the more grief. So true. So true. Instead of get right with God, because this message is for those who feel a sense of urgency in becoming right with God. Because, you know, it's many people that are not awakened with the Spirit of God, not aware of the era that we're in, the day that we're in. They're clueless, they're reckless, they're senseless. Ignorance is bliss. It means you're on a journey. When you be right, when you're becoming right with God, it means you're on a journey of becoming one with the Spirit of God, and you're choosing that path every day. You're choosing that walk every day, even through the good, bad, and ugly. Just be right. Many are being challenged right now, but I just see that light. The demons and folks are irritated with that light, and it's exasperated with drugs and alcohol. And it To me, I read Tokyo Tony. She is clearly under the influence of something, some type of substance or a mix of substances. And this is not judgment. This is showing us how real the battle is with good and evil and darkness and light, with the truth and the lie. This girl don't turn her life over to Christ. And look at the spiritual warfare where it's coming from. It be your own. And that's the sick and sad part. And you can feel so lonely, but you know you're never alone in that walk, because this spiritual battle, you want to help the people that you love, but when they choosing to not be changed or to stay toxic and destructive, and now they want to sabotage your life, this is a lesson not only for Angela White, but for many people. I had to learn the lesson the hard way too. Set boundaries. Forgiveness is key. And just because you forgive someone doesn't mean you're a doormat, that you have to allow access to you. It's for you to be lighter, brighter, to walk on this earth, not to hold all that poison, not to have folks' attachments to you, poison to you. It's poisonous, and it can manifest into illness, that bitterness. So that is a choice. To forgive is divine. But yeah, this is about becoming right with God. You know, I'm at the point right now, I do ask, what is the truth? That's why I always pose that question in the messages that I give as of lately. I'm ready to see. I'm ready to hear. I'm ready to receive. And oh my goodness, the Creator has been showing me what it is. What's up? And I first was led to the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I knew it was a reason. And I learned a little bit. I knew some things about Mormonism. But I learned a lot more. How deep church hurt. That church hurt runs deep. And it ain't just in Christianity. It's in all these religions. And it's showing like the satanic ties. We got Satanists running this world. In every system of the world. The religion, the hospitals, the government, the churches, the schools. And when you really sit down and take that all in, yeah, you're going to have some sorrow. Yeah, you're going to feel some type of heartache about that. Didn't I tell you? Ain't the word, this is the beginning of sorrows that we're in right now? And I thank the Most High for keeping me through the sorrow, through the grieving, through the processing. Because I still have my sane mind. Be grateful and thankful that you still have your sane mind. When I heard that from someone's mother speaking about their child that way, that was disheartening. That was disappointing. That was disturbing. But yeah, what I learned from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, the underbelly of hell that is attached to Mormonism. And Heather Gay is one of the ladies who play on there. And she has a book called Bad Mormon. I'm thinking about getting that. I'm being led by Spirit to get that book. And how she's no longer, part of that, I'm going to say organization, that cult. Because that's what it is. It's just occultic practices in these churches. I know it about the Vatican. I know it about a lot of religions. I know the presidents are Satanists. I know they part of this brotherhood, this club, this cult, Freemasons. Been hearing about that. The Most High been showing me that about these Freemasons and about how they expose themselves, how they show their allegiance to us. But you have to be aware of it. Yeah, you have to have knowledge about it. You have to do your research. You have to get in the Word and learn the Holy Bible for yourself. Study the whole Holy Bible for yourself, because there's a lot of knowledge and guidance and instructions in the Holy Bible. You know, and the level of abuse and sexual sins and human trafficking and the lust that's connected to Mormonism, I have been learning that, and how they treat women as less than is horrible. So then Spirit led me to trust me, the false prophet. Okay, you showing me how deep this hurt goes. But yeah, the Most High is showing me, revealing to me how deep this church hurt runs. It's out of order and it's out of control, and the judgment is here. Trust Me, the False Prophet. That's on Netflix. So I started watching this documentary, and that is about Mormonism. You might hear something in the background. Good. Glad they gone. It's always some type of interruption when you're trying to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. But one of the victims said something very profound. And this woman had a calling to go to this part of the world. I think it was called Colorado City. I think it's somewhere near, in Utah. But it's a lot of Mormons and they practice polygamy. But what she discovered is they were marrying underage girls. And then it got darker. It runs deeper. The sexual sins, the sexual abuse of innocent young girls, the human trafficking, and then the money that's attached to that, the wealth that is attached to it. But one of the victims said something very profound, and she said, I grew up knowing you have a conscience. There's a certain fear that comes over you, the fear that you know you're doing wrong, the fear of God. One of the subtle things this wicked man did was to destroy conscience. I was groveling in sin. I didn't want to live like this. I envied the corpse. I envied the corpse a lot. Man, oh man, that trauma, that pain, that grief runs deep. And the Creator was just showing me why there's a level of compassion I have even more so now about this church hurt, because it runs deep to the core of their soul. For her to say she envied the corpse, meaning she envied death. That's the only freedom that she felt she would have, to cut ties. Ain't nothing but Satan all up in these religions. Having a conscience is the presence of God. One of the subtle things this wicked man did was to destroy conscience. The devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So, if you don't have no conscience, if you don't have any critical thinking, if you critical thinking, conscious, discernment, you're being brainwashed by deception. And that was hard for me to process. You know, I really, I had to weep for all this sickness and sadness and darkness that is within people and surrounding humanity right now. I asked and I received because I want to know, how is the living word manifesting in the world right now, manifesting with humanity, about the evils. These are ancient evils. And I'm going to read Ecclesiastes, and I'm going to end on this truth serum, on this good note, because he telling the truth. Everything is meaningless. The teacher abandoned any hope in worldly pursuits and decided that glorifying God provides the only lasting meaning in life. That is what Ecclesiastes is about, if you want to go study that for yourself. But I'm going to read Ecclesiastes 1. These are the words of the teacher, King David's son, who ruled in Jerusalem. Everything is meaningless, says the teacher, utterly meaningless. What do people get for all their hard work? Generations come and go, but nothing really changes. The sun rises and sets and hurries around to rise again. The wind blows south and north, here and there, twisting back and forth, getting nowhere. The rivers into the sea, but the sea is never full. The river run into the sea, but the sea is never full. Then the water returns again to the rivers and flows again to the sea. Everything is so weary and tiresome. You speaking to my spirit right now, Solomon. You're telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. No matter how much we see, we are never satisfied. No matter how much we hear, we are not content. History merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. What can you point to that is new? How do you know it didn't already exist long ago? We don't remember what happened in those former times, and in future generations, no one will remember what we are doing now. The futility of wisdom. I, the teacher, was king of Israel, and I lived in Jerusalem. I devoted myself to search for understanding and to explore by wisdom everything being done in the world. I soon discovered that God has dealt a tragic existence to the human race. Oh, Lord, that's what I was feeling when I was booing and weeping. What a tragic existence. Oh, wiser, Lord. It hurt. But the Most High was comforting me as I was crying. Everything under the sun is meaningless, like chasing the wind. What is wrong cannot be righted. What is missing cannot be recovered. I said to myself, look, I am wiser than any of the kings who ruled in Jerusalem before me. I have greater wisdom and knowledge than any of them. So I worked hard to distinguish wisdom from foolishness. But now I realize that even this was like chasing the wind. For the greater my wisdom, the greater my grief. I know. To increase knowledge only increases sorrow. Boom. And that's a word I hope you heard. So as I'm processing and grieving, I'm becoming more in alignment with the Most High. I'm being one with God. And I just wanted to share this because, this darkness, this evil, this wickedness is eating a lot of people alive on the inside and on the outside. And to have a conscience is the presence of God. To be a critical thinker means you are your own independent thinker. You're not part of the group think, and you are not easily brainwashed to think like everybody else. That's the power of the Most High, that infinite intelligence. When you go to the one and ask, what is this about? What's going on? What is the truth? Ignorance is bliss for a lot of people. They don't want to learn. They don't want to grow. They don't want to change. It is what it is. But yeah, as I was researching, about with this sorrow and gaining more knowledge and wisdom, that comes more grief. And I saw this wisdom sorrow paradox means that deeper understanding reveals the world's brokenness. That is what I was awakened to more than ever today. Reveals the world's brokenness, inequality, and the futility of human effort, leading to emotional pain. And many people want emotional relief. And many don't want to be here. Many want to take their lives, want to take themselves out. But I can't do that. And there are some days where I just don't want to be here anymore. And I think that. But I don't have any thoughts on how to do it. Some people go as far as how they're going to leave this earth. I have too much respect and reverence for the Most High, because I know the Most High has designed, dedicated a day for my transition. So I'm going to leave that in the hands of the Most High. The world's brokenness, inequality, and the futility of human effort, leading to emotional pain, while ignorance is often more comfortable. Yeah, ignorance is bliss. A lot of people want to remain silent in their suffering, and also are blind. We got the blind leading the blind right now. Why wisdom increases sorrow. Increased awareness of evil, awareness of limitations. Yeah, because I was like, what we going to do with all this evil? We got to turn it over to God. And then God will show us the purpose and the mission and the assignment. We got to keep leaning into the center of the Most High will. Because that was a brave soul, that lady on that documentary. I mean, she had experienced a false prophet and sexual misconduct and sexual abuse, and working in it had got to the point where they had her taking her away from her kids, taking her away from her career, and having her in trafficking. That's your mind. She did say that she felt her mind was leaving her. With all that deception, her conscience was destroyed. The awareness of limitations, accountability and responsibility. Knowing more brings greater responsibility, which can cause significant stress and anxiety and unsolvable problems. That's why you can have all this sorrow. But I can only do what's within my control, because I know the Most High is in control. And I have to trust that. And you have to trust that. I have to believe that. And you have to believe that. You got to have a radical faith right now. Even the things it's beyond. The Most High is bigger and greater. Greater is the one within you than the one in this evil world. Everything is meaningless without God. You can have the wealth, you can have the material possessions, you can have the man, you can have the woman, you can have the children, you can have the best life forever. But at some point, they can pretend all they want. You will feel a void. And right now I'm speaking into the black void, telling the truth. There is a sense of urgency to be right with God. To be right with God. Just be. To be right with God. Just be. Everything is meaningless. God is everywhere. But everything is meaningless without the glory, the beauty, the grace of the Most High, the mercy of the Most High. All right, I'm going to repeat this because repetition is the key to remembering. Instead of get right with God, this message is for those who feel a sense of urgency and being right with God. It means you're on a journey of being one with the Spirit of God. Just be right, honey child. I hope this message edified you, encouraged you, and enlightened you to the truth. What is the truth? God is trying to tell you something. I couldn't get any rest, so I took a melatonin, and the melatonin didn't even work. And I knew that was the spirit was overriding this melatonin I was taking. And I knew God was trying to tell me something, and I had to be ready to receive it. And I had to get in my rightful position. I had to be right with the Most High. And I'm still on this journey of learning. And some of it is just causing grief and pain in knowing that nothing really matters. Anyone can see. Nothing really matters to me. Now that, what he was saying in that song, that's from Queen that came through. But what he was saying in that song is truth. When you learn, when you have all this understanding, this wisdom about the world, this knowledge about the world, it's meaningless without God. All right, good people. I'm keeping you all lifted up in my high thoughts and prayers. Pray for humanity. Pray for the leaders. Pray for the nations. Pray, pray, pray. That's where we should be. That's the position we need to be in right now. That's how you can control the atmosphere too. Now, you know, some things will be, the prophecy will have to be fulfilled. Some things we can't stop. But, you know, just feel that unction, that prompting of what you need to pray for. And before I even went into this research and study that the Most High had me going on, this adventure of research and study, I kept hearing pray for the children, and I go to in a prayer for the children because this is getting worse. This attack on the children is getting worse. I know it's an attack on humanity right now, but the precious children, the innocent children, are under a major attack in every which way. We got Satanists running this world. Politicians, everybody's so focused on the politicians, and most of them are Satanists or Freemasons. Everybody focused on the celebrities. Most of them are Satanists or Freemasons or witches or warlocks or whatever. It's just Satan works through the people. And they choose it. Everybody has a free will. Many are called, few are chosen. Few are choosing to walk with the Most High, with their Creator, the one true living God. And many are following Satan devices, Satan's rituals, all this sacrificing, all this killing, all this abusing, all this stealing and destroying. It's everything of the enemy. And this double-mindedness is being judged. You cannot. That's what I learned when I was looking at. Let me go, y'all, because I'm just talking about this. I'm still trying to process. I'm still trying to process. But you know what I was seeing, how like it was like a mental illness. Like they was sitting here doing wickedness in the name of the Most High God, in the name of the Heavenly Father. Ooh, this was sick. And we seeing it all over. In every system on this earth. And this church is running deep. And I'm praying for those who are dealing with that. Because they running away from God. And they need to be running to the Most High. And I pray that they ask Christ to come into their heart. Because that'll clear out of a lot of the dark. The light will obliterate all that darkness that's causing folks, that's leading folks into more sinful nature, more sinful desires, and taking them away, turning their back away from God. I just pray that they turn to God. And if you're going through any type of struggle or strife or stress, I'm praying for you too. Thank you for keeping me lifted up in your prayers. Thank you for your support. It is greatly appreciated. If this only reached one, and so it is, thank the Most High. And I'll catch y'all on the next go round. I holla. Love you. Peace.